In effect, sorry for the delay, but we had to make sure that we got everything set for you because we got one hell of a show lined up for you guys. There is no off season with the Locker Room Show, you guys. I know so many of you are getting ready for camps. I know some of you guys may be pros getting ready for making money. And we got the perfect gentleman to talk about all of that tonight. So we're going to get right into it. But first and foremost, my boy is back this week. He had a little power outage out there in H-Town last week, but he's back, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Q?
What's going on, man? Yeah, it's teams
You
drive
safe,
light,
brother.
Somebody hit my transformer in my subdivision, so it wasn't me. Whole neighborhood blacked out. I'm like, man, come on, man. It's one of them things.
As long as it wasn't you, as long as we ain't got to bail out the guru, we good to go.
With me, Doc.
All right. So, hey, we got our boy back. If you're joining us for the first time, I'm Coach Wood. That's Guru. The gentleman in the middle of the screen is what it's all about tonight. This is somebody, you guys, that we've had on before. As Guru would say, a straight killer. Played at KU and was dominant, you guys. An All-American, only needed 2 years to become the all-time sack leader at KU. Went on, you guys, to be a 7th-round draft pick of the NFL, and he would have been higher, but unfortunately, which we'll get into a little bit here, he had a catastrophic injury in an all-star game, you guys, but still ended up getting drafted, still ended up going to the league, and obviously still ended up making plays. So very excited to talk to this gentleman again. He's got a son, you guys, that's coming through the industry as well. So that is none other than the great Ron Warner. What's going on, Ron?
Oh, man, living, God is good. God is good.
All the time, baby. All the time. And you bailed us out in the bottom of the ninth, baby. And we got you to come back on the show. So thank you so much. And let's get into it, man. For those that are just joining us for the first time, all of the topics are on the bottom ticker. We get in, we get out. You get some perspective, you get some food for thought, and we're ready to go. If you haven't already, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Help us build this football community organically on YouTube, the best football community on YouTube, baby. So, Ron, let's get into it. Many people don't know, man, that you decided to go to community college before you got to KU and you started chasing quarterbacks down in the Big 12. You were at Independence Community College out there in Kansas, and some athletes have to go the junior college route to make their hay, man. So talk to me about that decision, that time in your life. What made you make that decision, and what made it right for you?
Okay, well, I'm class of 94, so that was a while ago. But, I'm from Independence, born and raised. It was a spot for a place where young kids got to come in and showcase their talent from universities, you know what I'm saying, that at that time when you couldn't make the grade. So my grandfather was a security guard out at the community college, and he would bring me out there when I was young. And I was just fascinated with it. And to get the opportunity to go to college, be one of the first in my family to go to college and play a sport. I got an uncle that played, so I just pretty much followed him. And, saying everything else is history. I believe that growing up in the town and seeing the different athletes that came through, Reggie Rembrandt, who played for the Cincinnati Bengals, he came through ICC, you know what I'm saying? And then we had a plethora of All-Americans that I got the opportunity to be around. See, when you're at a junior college, you know, you just can't, like Division I, you just can't just walk up on the campus and just mingle with the players. At a community college, it's all about family. You know what I'm saying? You're out there in the country and you get the opportunity to be around a lot of those young men and get to see where they're coming from. New York, Florida, California, Georgia, Arkansas. And I just, you know, acclimated to them. Missouri.
So obviously you had talent coming out of high school. Why do you think that you didn't have the opportunity to go to KU or somewhere similar right out of high school?
My belief was I was a dirty diamond. You know what I'm saying? I just believe that I wasn't ready just yet to go, you know, to get the opportunity to play in the Big 8 at the time when I was in high school before they merged to the Big 12. Is to say you have to your maturity. You have to mature. Yeah. And I wasn't ready yet in that category. So I went and took the junior college route. Plus, you know, I was 6'4", 190 pounds wet at the time. Right. You know, so you know, I didn't come into my own until, you know, a couple of years later anyway. Mm-hmm. And plus I played basketball and ran track. So I had to figure out, okay, what do I want to do? You know what I'm saying? What suits and fits me? You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm glad I made the right decision.
Oh, definitely, man. And obviously the development there was good. Did you know you were going to get developed so well at Independence or was that kind of a fluke?
I did, you know, like I stated before, you know, I got the opportunity to watch like real true athletes who were hungry. You know what I'm saying? Because once you start at the top and you don't get them grades right, you come back down and now reality really sets in. It ain't all the glitz and glamour anymore. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Training table is different at a community college than it is at Division I. You know what I'm saying? So it was just an opportunity for me to learn from some coaches that I had at the time that wanted to polish up this little diamond that they had got, because you know, you ain't really going into town finding guys who can merge into something else off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Especially from high school right into college and just picking it up.
No, you had it, and they got lucky, and KU got lucky too. And speaking of getting lucky, we're talking about Warner Part 2 coming up, and your son Noah has decided to make the same trek as you and play his ball up at Indy. And I wanted you to talk to our audience tonight because, like I said, some of these athletes listening are making that same decision. So what made the decision right for your son to follow in your footsteps to Indy?
He came to me with it. It's crazy because I said it's your decision on what you want to do. I never pushed him going back home to go to Independence and do that. That's something that, you know, he did the research himself and he felt like he had the ability to, you know, follow in my footsteps. I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. You know, and we talked about it and I told him, I said, hey, this is going to be something that's going to grow you. You know what I'm saying? I said, because you're coming from Houston, Texas. You're coming from North Shore High School where y'all go to state, go to the title, play in Jerry's World, play at NRG Stadium and play in these big stadiums. Yeah. Now you're going to something that you've never seen before. And it was an eye-opener for him, and he's thriving with it right now. Thriving with it.
Great. That's amazing. And as far as the next step for him to get recruited and go to the next level, what are maybe some of the main tips or just thoughts with all of your experience that you've extended to him?
I just told him to jump out there early. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? Once you get the opportunity, seize the moment, you know, and right now we talk about grades, you know what I'm saying? And he's changed that around. He's more focused on his schooling than the other outside chatter. I call it peanut gallery for him. Now, you know, he went through spring ball. This was his first spring. Well, really, to be honest, this was like his third spring because here in Texas, they have spring ball, full pads and all. Right. So he's adjusted to that. this spring. I just went out there a couple of weeks ago and watched him flourish. And now he has the opportunity to, compete for a starting job. Hopefully, he'll be able to do what he needs to do to take it over and hopefully be a team captain and be a leader and show them what that name on the back of his jersey really means.
Yeah, that's amazing right there, Ron, and definitely wishing Noah the best of luck, knowing that he's ready to go. The season's right around the corner, you guys, so it's coming up quick. Speaking of the season and somebody that can ball, we got the great Kerr Johnson coming in. He says Rock John was another KU player right there.
Yeah.
Great wide receiver up at KU. So we got three KU players on the line tonight. And we got our next topic, you guys. And Q, we'll start off with you, man. When we look at college coaches in particular, we get that wholesome feel, the family feel, and they're taking the pictures. You got Freeman on the left, you got Skip on the right, they're taking their pictures with their family. And then we got a little bit of a different vibe from the great Bill Belichick, who now he's got a young girlfriend, 24 years old, and Miss Jordan Hudson. And he's 73 and he's doing his thing. And there was a point in time where they were saying maybe she was banned from the UNC facilities, but he straightened that out. And, we got Coach Prime and Boulder having his side thing and his little marital stuff going on. So I want to ask you, Q, when you're looking, and let's take the dad's perspective. When I'm looking at options for my son, is it all X's and O's, Q? Or does some of the off the field things, the social life, the dating life, does that matter in the recruiting process?
I mean, it matters, man, but when you go into large schools, man, it's all the same. I mean, it's Kansas, Clemson, wherever. Unless it's somewhere like Notre Dame where it's all boys, you're going to have the same problems, same issues, girls, boys driving drunk. It's all going to be the same. Regardless whoever the coach is, the issue is this, right? The more winning the coach is, the more power he has, the more ability he has to hide stuff off the field that's going on. He has more power to sweep stuff under the rug, but no matter what is going down, you pick the school. Right? I mean, going all the way back, I always say going all the way back to our era, God knows what Tom Osborne was sweeping under the rug in Nebraska, right? Or Coach Bowden at Florida State. These boys were out of control, but it never touched their era. Now, granted, it wasn't social media, but still, those coaches were so powerful. It was one of them things. It was like, it never happened. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter the coach, man. You got to these kids have to pick a school that's best fit for them. What are their goals? Are their goals to get an engineering degree, or is their goals to play on Sundays? Why exactly are you going to a particular school? That's what you need to hone in on, right? Because what we're seeing is, even though you go to school and you want to establish relationships, we're still in a world where it's every man for himself, damn near. And that's real from the head coach all the way down. So you better protect yourself. Put yourself in the absolute best position.
Okay. Talk to me, Ron. I mean, you got a son that's about to go through the recruiting process after Indy. If Belichick comes in and maybe he's having issues with his girlfriend, is that an issue for you as a father?
No, I don't believe it's a distraction. Coach Belichick has succeeded his whole life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Him getting the opportunity to coach in North Carolina is priceless for him. You know what I'm saying? I've read a little bit on Coach. His father had coached there. So this is something that he's doing. He's following in his father's footsteps. With my son, when I saw it, I was like, hey, man, if Kansas doesn't come calling, I would like for you to go be underneath Coach Belichick.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And with his off the field, has nothing to do with his on the field.
It doesn't.
Social media has tried to like depict anybody for the little things. He's 74. He's enjoying his life. Now the age gap, 50 years. But How do you win championships? This is how you win championships. You got to tap into what's the new now. What's the new? You know what I'm saying? So how is he hearing everything? I got this over here that's going to tap in to let me know how to be able, because he can't coach UNC like he coached New England. He can't do that. You're not going to be able to get those kids like that. You know what I'm saying? Social media has arrived in and has strived for better things for everybody just to be able to succeed. You know what I'm saying? I would love for my son to get the opportunity to be coached by Coach Belichick. I'll be the first person in line to be like, hey, Coach, you can come into my house. I have no problem with that. Because every person, every young male athlete that has played for Coach Belichick in the National Football League has succeeded.
Yeah. And from the time that they left the Patriots, they've had their highest paying contracts because they're a product of him.
Yeah.
So they're a proven commodity. Once guys were leaving the Patriots, they were a proven commodity.
Now you see him broadcasting now. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing to see, because my son and I were just talking about that today. Grades. Things that you want to do after football. How do you want to conduct yourself? That's what coach wants. They want young men that want to listen, that want to pay attention to what's going on. When you get that opportunity to take advantage of your time, because playing football, the window is very, very, very small. We might think that it's long, but it's not. Like we just said before, I was barely being recruited by no one. Put it that way. A community college gave me an opportunity. One other community college recruited me, and it was Butler County. That was it. Yeah. At the time when I was coming out, Pittsburgh State, which is an hour and 45 minutes from where I grew up at, that was the only other school that I saw, the Gorillas. And at that time, they had a kid named Ronald Moore that was a running back. He went to the league. Troy Wilson played defensive end. He went to the league, and I ended up playing with him in New Orleans as a rookie. You know what I'm saying? So you never know who you might bump into. But with Coach, oh, yeah, most definitely. And if he ever gives me a phone call, I'm there. I don't care what you do off the field. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
All right. No, I love it. And that's why we want to ask these questions to gentlemen that are in the mix and have lived this, because some of you guys may be sitting back and you're like, Coach Prime got too much turmoil going on off the field. Nah. But these gentlemen are saying he can get you to the league. He can develop you. He can make things happen. So, and same thing with Coach Belichick. So thank you guys for sharing that. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and this is a good one. And I definitely want to run it by you, Q, because we've talked about this gentleman in the past, but we got the great Quinn Ewers from Texas, and obviously big time recruit. I think he was the number one recruit in the country coming out of Texas. And then you guys went to Ohio State, transferred in the UT, and is going down, never won the big one, but definitely going down as a UT great, as a UT legend. But you guys, he had an opportunity to make some think upwards of $8 million if he stayed in college. Now, it wasn't going to be a UT, but he had a chance to go to another school and make $8 million. He ends up going 7th round in the draft, and he's going to make the rookie minimum. So let me ask you, Q, did Quinn Ewers make a mistake, or did he do the right thing by leaving as a Texas legend?
I think he had made a mistake on one hand, because it's really a double-edged sword. He made a mistake on one hand, but I can understand why he made the decision he made, because he wanted to go out a Longhorn first and foremost, and he felt as though leaving and going to another school for one last year would have ruined his legacy at Texas, right? So I don't even think it was all about in regards to the money. He was already getting paid, damn near that anyway, already where he was at. The reason that he made a mistake was because of timing. Because if he would have stayed another year and let this quarterback-heavy draft clear, there's nobody left the following year but him. That's where he messed up at. He should have let Shador and all these other guys go ahead and come out, and then not only would he have got $8 million, he would have went, possibly first round, at least early second. But he came out in a quarterback heavy draft. That part was a bad move, but I understand why he did what he did too. So it was just a tough choice, man.
Talk to me, Ron. I mean, do you think that yours knew he would slide that much and didn't care? Or do you think that this was a surprise to him and maybe he's second guessing himself?
The confidence of a quarterback is impeccable. You know what I'm saying? You walk in the room, you're numero uno. So that's how he felt. He felt like he played for one of the Power 5 schools, which is the University of Texas, which is a great institution. You know what I'm saying? And he got the opportunity to showcase what he had. Like Q said, this was a heavy quarterback draft. I don't know who represented him.
See, Ron, that's what I'm talking about. Like
it's the representation. And this is where a lot of the fathers have to come in at. Like, hey, son, I get it.
Well, he saw Tyler Shuff go. Yeah, you don't think yours thought he was as good as Tyler Shuff?
Well, everybody has their own opinion on what quarterback that you want. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still up in awe with Shedeur. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got to see Shedeur
as we all are.
You know what I'm saying? So it's what you want. It's who you feel can be your franchise quarterback in the future. Yeah. He's down there with Tua. Anything can happen with Tua.
You ain't lying. One shot away. And then he's the guy. So it might work out for him. Really,
it might work out for him. It's like you going to the casino.
Yeah,
you gonna gamble or you're not.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. That's real talk. I agree.
It might be a good spot for him. So it sounds like you gentlemen, if you were father yours was gonna say stay in college and take the $8 million. Is that what you guys are saying?
I would have said, in regards to, listen, remember I just said a few minutes ago, when you're going to school, you have to know exactly what your goal is. If obviously he's known for forever that he wants to play on Sundays, then the best opportunity for me to play on Sundays is not just to play on Sundays, it's to come into the league at the highest point possible, at the best entry possible. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, with Ron's draft, of course, he was already the top DN anyway, but other than Simeon Rice, it wasn't nobody else, no way, on top of Ron's ability. See what I'm saying? So that's why Ron, obviously before the knee injury, that's why Ron was a shoe-in number one pick. It's got to do with timing, too. It's talent, opportunity, but it's timing, too.
Okay, so you're not saying it was as much of a talent thing as it was a timing thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're saying take the money and get better and have your timing right. Now that's a good point right there.
Think about it. My bad. Go ahead. I was about to say.
It becomes more relevant too.
Well, think about it like this, man. I mean, had Ron not, and this is kind of funny how you look back at drafts and it's these what ifs. Correct me if I'm wrong. If Ron hadn't got injured, he's going not only in front of Simeon Rice, which is a first-round guy, to the Bucs or whatnot, but you talking about Javon Curse and Peppers and all these guys that he was grading out higher than. So these dudes, although great players, but Ron grading out better than them. That's in regards to sometimes circumstance and time, and it's important too.
Yeah, I watch the draft every year. I watch it every year. When I tore my ACL, I plummeted and it hurt. Yeah. Because you put in all that work.
Yeah.
And I see where yours is, I put in that work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel that, I don't care if I go late, you know what I'm saying? This is what I did at the University of Texas. I believe that I fulfilled everything that I possibly could have done at the collegiate level. I'm ready for the league. So now he's got to go through the rookie mini camps, the mini camps when the veterans get there. He's got to go through training camp. He's got to be able to withstand all the what ifs or what can he do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you believe in yourself, it really doesn't matter what round you go in. It doesn't matter what pick you are.
That's
you know
facts.
what I'm saying? Play
That's
football.
facts.
That's what it's about. It's about playing football.
And then in regards to a quarterback too, man, like they know he's not a 7th round pick. That's the first thing. He's a steal, right? And when you look at a quarterback, like Ron said, man, it's something about that quarterback arrogance, right? But when you look at a kid like that, and not only is he coming in, he's making the throws, but he's processing the playbook, and he's coming into Skelly, he's coming in the thud, and he's taking over the damn huddle, right?
Yeah.
He's taking over the huddle. He's making his necessary audibles. Yeah, man. So he'll be all right. It's not. I mean, he's a dog. He's gonna be all right.
He's gonna be straight.
I just feel like if he would have waited that year, even if he would have stayed at Texas, right? Even if he would have stayed at Texas, he just kind of, like I said, man, a lot of other quarterbacks that shouldn't have gone in front of him anyway, they would have been out and there would have been nobody left standing but him anyway.
It's 32 teams in the National Football League. It's 3 positions at court. It's 3. It's first string, second team, practice squad.
Yep.
You dig what I'm saying? So is he better?
Sometimes I'll carry a 4th.
Yeah. Very rarely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Very rarely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I can remember, when I was in Tampa, we came in mini camp. It was like Brad Johnson, Sean King, Rob Johnson, and we had the great quarterback from Georgia Tech, little fella, Joe Hamilton.
Oh, I remember Joe Hamilton.
It was 4. It was 4, but Joe tore his ACL in the Europe League, and then when we came back, it was those. Now, how can you go wrong? We got Brad Johnson, Sean King, and Rob Johnson,
all veterans. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So he's going to get the opportunity to become what he feels that he's going to become. Like I said, we don't know what's going to happen to Tua. And whoever's backing up Tua, they feel whoever's backing up Tua, they feel Ewers can come in there and, can play if something happens to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
a smart pickup.
Yeah.
And we got Big Ruck coming in. What's up, baby? He says he couldn't stay in Texas. Yeah, you're right. That's the Manning show over there.
Yeah,
that
is true. I'm sorry. That is true.
And then Big Ruck is saying who is going to give him $8 million. Big Ruck, that's straight SEC territory. I think Georgia, LSU, those type of squads.
And they got all the weapons you need too.
Tennessee, they just got rid of their quarterback.
Yeah,
they just took him.
Yeah.
We got John Johnson coming in. How you doing, baby? He says Ron was a 3rd round pick until our coaching staff painted us in the Nebraska game. So that must be one of your boys right there. And then we got some questions coming in for Ron. So I see those questions, and we'll get to those in the Q&A section of the show, you guys. So thank you. This next one, you guys, is big, and I definitely wanted these 2 gentlemen's opinion because for those that don't know, Before You Go Pro, we're more than just a podcast, you guys. We actually are practitioners. We help athletes across the country get to schools across the country at the high school and JC level. And we've got kids playing in the NFL on down. And one of the big things, you guys, that I'm seeing now is that and it happened in our day too, but it's really affecting these kids now coming out of high school when they're already being affected by the transfer portal, is that there's a lot of dogs out there playing out of position. And it usually happens, Q, with the kid who should maybe be a safety or something, but he's in the box. He's playing linebacker or something, so coach can get all those tackles. So let me ask you, or maybe he's a quarterback. He's an athletic quarterback, but he's really a receiver or a DB. So let me ask you, Q, you got your son at your house, and maybe he's worth something. Maybe he's worth a Division I scholarship, but he's playing out of position. He's playing, but he's playing out of position. How do you handle that as a dad? Are you okay with that? As long as we're on the field, we're good? Or do you got to go talk to coach?
It's one of those things where, and I was looking at a clip the other day, and it's never been more apparent in this era. It is so important not even, because we always talk about it's important where you choose to go to college. It's important where you choose to go to high school. You have to pick the right high school because usually premier high schools, the IMG, Shore, Katy, Bishop, they have great coaches, right? That supposedly will put you in the correct space. But if not, then you do have to be like, okay, either am I going to leave the program, right? Because I'm a quarterback and I'm taking the ball out of my hand, or am I going to stay and be a chameleon, right? And I always agree with being a chameleon because here's the thing. If you have aspirations as a high school kid playing on Sundays, right, you being a chameleon will never stop at high school. You'll be able to do the same thing. I played tight end and fullback and linebacker in college. Guess what? Just like Mike Vrabel, I played tight end and I played linebacker. It carries over. And guess what? Whether you're drafted, in the lower rounds, or especially if you're a free agent, that's what's going to help you make the damn squad. That's what's going to help you on that 53 man, because this kid that's a specialist, he's okay, but this kid's a Swiss Army knife. Yeah, let me get him. Damn that. He's bringing value. That's why you should be a chameleon.
Yeah,
I get it hurts, especially if you're a quarterback. You quarterbacks out there, God knows, I know if a coach takes the ball out of your hand, it's like ripping your chest, right? But it's one of those things, you're a great athlete, and especially quarterbacks out there, if you're listening, you understand the game on a cerebral level than everybody else, right? So you have an advantage playing other positions because you see things different.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me, Ron, because, I'm sitting back as a recruiter at Texas Tech, and I think this kid could be a receiver, but he's playing quarterback. And this kid at this school in Houston, he's playing receiver. So I'm kind of being able to see what I get. Is this an issue? Should this be an issue for a parent or for an athlete playing out of position?
I believe, when you're a father, parent, and you're watching your kid produce at a certain position, you got to factor in, you got 112 Division I schools. You know what I'm saying? You got thousands of high schools that all these kids are trying to compete. You know what I'm saying? We're 1%ers. You know what I'm saying? There's only going to be 1% that's going to get the opportunity to go play professional football. Yeah. So you want to be able to put your athlete in a position for him to succeed. Mm-hmm. I can only speak on myself because I was that athlete. I was the one who was able to do certain different things growing up as a kid. I was a running back and I was a linebacker in high school. Well, I grew 5-6 inches. Mm-hmm. So now they got to put me at receiver and defensive end. I ain't never played receiver. I ain't never played defensive end, but I had to learn because I had to listen to what the coaches needed for our football team. Mm-hmm. It's another thing. They got to be able to be put in a position for your team to succeed because you can't throw the ball and catch the ball at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to find that position. What I tell my son was in a position where he played quarterback. He played quarterback ever since he was 4 years old. Yeah. That's what we thought he was going to play. Yeah. Tore his ACL when he was a freshman at quarterback. So that set him back. So then he came out of sophomore year. He had a rehab. The coaches felt like they wanted to put him at receiver. So he came home and talked to me. He was like, hey, Pop, they moved me to receiver. So, not just being an ex-football player, I'm a parent. Oh, no, man, I done spent all this money. You went to the Manning camps. You done did this. You done did that. You know what I'm saying? But then I had to pull myself back and be like, yo, he's going to have to find his own way. You can't force him to play what you want him to play. Yeah. So, next thing I know, we're working out receiver. Yeah. But he still can throw the ball. He still can do certain things on offense. He also has a little gur in him. He likes to run down on kickoff team, punt returns. make tackles. I said, you got to be a utility guy. That's what we used to call it.
Yeah.
You got to be a utility guy. You know what I'm saying? You just can't just be designated to, you know what I'm saying, play linebacker or DB or defensive end, because if you watch pros, you got tight ends running down making tackles. Defensive ends running down making tackles.
Talk.
You know, I know the league has probably changed a little bit, but I know when I played, my buddy Mike Sellers, he was my fullback. And he's running down he's the number 5. He's running down busting wedges.
I'm telling you. But man, those are the guys that bring the most value, especially on Sundays. Those are the guys that you have to have. You have to have those guys.
It's like this. This is what I tell when I get the opportunity to talk to young kids. How long do you want to play? All right, if you play one position, you might play 5, 6 years. But if you can play multiple positions, you might get the opportunity to play a decade plus.
Good point.
Yeah.
Look at Slater for the Patriots. Played 16 plus years.
Yeah.
He was the gunner. He was always at the Pro Bowl.
And never started. Yeah.
And never started.
I'm telling you. It's like that, man. And it helps you, to me, that type of adversity. And again, that's what I love about this game, because man, it prepares you for life like no other game to me. Right? Yeah. Because that's what life is going to be. You're going to have to be a chameleon. You're going to have to learn to pivot. But in addition to that, on the athletic side, that's why I always emphasize, like Ron was mentioning, T has, I know that's why you play other sports, right?
You don't want to come off the field, brothers.
Right.
You don't want to come. Look, man, I don't want to come out. When I was growing up, we played both ways.
Yep. Flat out.
I can go down, score a touchdown, get back on the
deep.
field. I want to go run down on kickoff. No, Ron, we need you over here because you got to get your win. For what? It's a football game. I want to play every snap of this game. 4 years of high school flies by. Now you get into college. You know what I'm saying? If you don't take a red shirt, you got 4 years. Well, now it's different. But I'm talking about when I played. I wanted to be on the field. You know what I'm saying? Got into the pros. Now, then when I got to KU, they designate, okay, you're just going to just play linebacker. What? I don't get to run down on kickoff? Why do you want to do that? We got all these other guys. I want to run down on kickoff. So my junior year, I was running down on kickoff. I wanted to be on the punt return team. I wanted to be on punt team. I wanted to block field goal. I wanted to be on the football field as much as possible. And that's what these kids are going to have to start understanding, or these young men, that if you can stay on the field, we can use you more.
Yep.
And if we can use you more, then we can win more games.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Stop wanting to just, oh, man, all I do is play defense end. All I do is rush after the quarterback. What?
But what Ron is telling y'all is that's what helps in the recruiting process. Because they're looking at tape like, damn, I'm looking at 35 minutes of tape and this dude ain't came off the field. They see that. They see.
You're setting a resume. You want to set a resume because that's how you do it when you want to get the big corporate job. You got to start from somewhere first and work your way up.
Okay.
And that's the same thing with football. You got to be able to work yourself up.
Right.
Be a commodity.
All right. So you young athletes out there, they're saying, don't worry as much about what position you're going to play in college. Just make plays. Make plays and try not to leave the field, and the recruiting will find you. The recruiting will find you. So thank you guys for sharing that. And I see William Barnett coming in. Burnett, sorry about that, saying all the other fields as well, the courts and the tracks. And we definitely believe in that. William is be a chameleon, just like the guru said. So we're on to our next topic, you guys, and this is the lightning round, baby. And we've had the great Ron Warner through the lightning round before, but we're going to see how he does tonight in the lightning round. So if you're joining us for the very first time, this is our version of word association. We're going to see the first thing that comes to Ron's mind when I go through my list. Let's get after it, baby. Ron, you ready to go, brother?
Okay, we'll see what it got.
All right, let's see what it got. So we're going to get the stopwatch ready, and he's got 60 seconds, y'all, to get this now. Ron, as before, we don't do this for fun. We do this for a dinner. a dinner on the locker room show, and you look like you can still eat, brother. So it's going to be a dinner on us. And I think you're in Houston, so your favorite spot in Houston. We got him at 0, you guys. And the magic number, Ron, is 15. 15 is the number you got to get to from the great sports agent, Evan Brennan, who got the 15. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, he gets 1 Protect Elect because he's in Houston. I'm in California. He gets 1 Protect Elect. So even 14, Ron, you're in the mix, baby. All right, so let's go. This is the lightning round. First thing that comes to Ron's mind, and we're about to get started. All right, number one.
Jimmy, a fool.
Independence Community College, go.
Special.
Myles Garrett or Julius Peppers?
Julius Peppers.
Steak dinner or seafood dinner?
Seafood dinner.
Best you've ever played with?
Simeon Rice.
Corn dog or chili cheese dog?
Corn dog.
The transfer portal?
Bullshit.
John Gruden?
The GOAT.
Shedeur Sanders?
Beast.
Emmitt Smith or LaDainian Tomlinson?
Emmitt Smith.
Loudest stadium you ever played in?
Arrowhead.
50 seconds. Ride a bull or wrestle an alligator?
Wrestle an alligator.
Boys to Men or Jodeci?
Jodeci.
Best QB you seen in person? Time.
I couldn't hear it.
No, he's the best QB you've seen in person.
Peyton Manning.
All right, we'll give him that one. He was cooking.
I'll buy that.
He was cooking.
The sheriff, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Because we was playing him on Monday Night Football, and we had him about 30. Everybody turned the TV off.
Oh, that's the Tampa game, right?
You damn right. He came back and beat us in overtime.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I remember that live. I remember that live. Hall of Famers all over the field in that game, boy. I remember it on both sides. I remember that. That was a hell of a game. All right, you guys. He was rolling. So as we do, let's add them up and let's revisit some of these answers. Now, 15 is the magic number, but 14 keeps them in the mix. So let's see what Big Ron did. Number 1, Independence Community College. That's his old community college. He says special. Number 2, Myles Garrett or Julius Pepper. He's going OG Julius. Number 3, steak dinner, seafood. He says, give me the seafood dinner. Number 4, best you've ever played with. He says, Simeon Rice, Tampa Bay days. Number 5, corn dog or chili cheese dog. He says corn dog. Number 6, the transfer portal. He says bullshit, y'all. Number 7, John Gruden. He says the GOAT. Number 8, Shedeur Sanders. He says beast. Number 9, Emmitt Smith or LaDainian. He says, give me Emmitt. Number 10, loudest stadium you've ever played in. He said Arrowhead. Number 11, ride a bull, wrestle an alligator. He says, put me on that alligator. Number 12, Boys to Men or Jodeci. He says, give me the Jodeci. Number 13, best quarterback you ever played or seen in person, Peyton Manning. So with the tech play, 14, so close right there for the big Ron Warner. Great job, Ron. Great job. He was close right there. So we are on to our last section of the show, you guys. Thank you for joining us with this All-American Super Bowl champ. Really appreciate your time. If you have a question for Ron, I already see a couple, put it in the comment section. But Q, I know you got something for your old KU Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Definitely. So let's do this, Ron. Coming out of JUCO, right? Going to college, going D1. Take KU off the board. Who would have been your dream school to go to?
Florida State.
Yeah. I can say that at that time, especially, man, because they were special, man, with Derek Brooks and them. Definitely.
Yeah, it's like, watching.
Did you take? Coming out of what trick?
Visits?
Yeah, what is it?
My first visit, and this is the first time I ever flown. I went to the University of Texas, El Paso.
Okay.
Oh, UTEP. Okay.
And I thought I was gonna go to school there. I got a tattoo and everything.
He wilding dog.
So when I came back, a defensive line coach from Eastern Michigan. This is when I met Charlie Batch. First time I met Charlie Batch.
Yeah.
This is 1990. This is 1996.
Okay.
So I went to Eastern Michigan, and one of my hosts, his nickname was Jelly Roll. He and I ended up playing together in Washington. It's a crazy story. It was just, I'm from Kansas, but it was just, oh my gosh, man, it was just so cold. I mean, it was just, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. So then I left and went to, I was supposed to go to Louisiana Tech. I didn't go that week because I had got sick. And I was supposed to go to Cincinnati. That's where one of my college buddies I played with, he played basketball, Ruben Patterson.
Yeah, that's
so
what
he was going to school there.
Cincy,
so he was like, hey, Ron, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I played basketball too. So he was like, hey, man, come on, man. Coach Huggins, he going to love you, man. You can hoop. You know? I was like, man, if I go to Cincinnati, man, I ain't going to go to school. I'm going to end up flunking out, fooling Ruben. You know what I'm saying? And so I went to K-State. Now, this is where it gets tricky. So my position coach, Coach Madrano at ICC, wanted me to take this recruit wanted me to go to K-State, Manhattan. I wasn't a K-State fan, but I was a Purcell Gaskins fan. He played middle linebacker for K-State.
Yeah.
Awesome. High jumper.
Remember,
Yeah.
He was nice.
One Dana up there too?
No.
He went up there.
Dana was which Dana?
Dana
later. Howard later.
Yeah. He was there.
Okay,
So,
I'm about to say
So all these cats was there and they were winning. But KU was winning too. KU had went 10-2. So when I got there, they had us all in line. You know, I'm an All-American coming from a community college and everything. And they had me standing there with the high school kids. And I was like, so Coach Snyder came up to me and was like, hey, Ron, I know who you are, this and that. He was like, but we can't. No, I'm in a line on the wall. And he was like, hey, we can't offer you a full ride scholarship. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why? He was like, we got some real good, seniors coming in that we want to offer them, but you can walk on and then we can make a decision after that. Coach Snyder, great football coach.
Yeah.
Great football. I got a great story about him too. Yeah. So I looked at him and was like, oh, okay. That right there fueled my fire. I mean, it fueled my fire. So I go home that same weekend, get home Sunday. So now, mind you, we drove to Manhattan. I didn't fly or anything. We drove to Manhattan. So me and my coach, I was quiet the entire time. Coach was like, he already knew how I was. He was like, so what you gonna do, Warner? I was like, and so I went back home. 2 days later, I get a knock out the door. It's Coach Gillespie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Coach Gillespie.
Yeah.
He knocks on my door. And from where I'm from, when somebody is knocking on your door that you ain't used to having knock on your door, your ears pop up. Yeah. So, but he had the KU on his shirt and everything. I looked out the door, my mom's house and everything, opened the door, and he said, is Ron Warner there? I said, yeah, this is me. He was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? My name is Dave Gillespie. I'm from the University of Kansas. You know what I'm saying? He already had me.
Yeah.
Because now I get to play against K-State.
Yeah, and make them pay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Oklahoma State, all these other schools that aren't recruiting me. Nebraska, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And at this time, we're the Big 8.
Right.
We're not the Big 12 yet. We're getting ready to merge into the Big 12. So I was like, all right. So I'll go on my recruit trip to KU. Fell in love. Yep, this is where I want to be at. This is where I'm going. They're telling me that I can't play here or do this or do that. I'm going to show you. And that was my decision. And when I went to KU, it was everything that I expected. Yeah. 2 years, well, really, I only played because my junior year, I didn't start. I came off the bench. But I led the team in sacks. I led the team in tackles for loss, blocked field goals. You know what I'm saying? I was wanting to be Big 12 newcomer of the year. That was my goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't get it. So, you know what I'm saying? So I said, all right then. So I said, I eat a little more, get in the gym. Quincy can tell you, I'm a gym rat. You know what I'm saying? And I came out that next year and wham, there it is. Here we go. Yeah. I'm going to lead the nation in sacks. I'm going to lead the division in sacks. So we go to the All-Star game. I play in the East-West Shrine game. And lo and behold, guess who's my coach?
Coach Snyder.
Coach Snyder.
I remember that. Wow. I remember that. That's all I knew you was going to say. I remember. Yeah.
Oh, Ron Warner. I'm so sorry. I made the biggest mistake.
You sure did, my friend.
I mean, he was like, he said I couldn't sleep at night knowing that I got to figure out how to block 99. Oh, yeah, you don't have to block me.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm going to show you, you know what I'm saying? But then once we started talking at the East-West Shrine game, I fell in love with him again. Coach Snyder was a great mind in football. I love him and Coach Osborne. Yeah, love him.
Yeah. Legend. Yeah. No, that is a great story right there. You young athletes, you don't burn bridges because you're gonna come around to these people.
Hey, it happens.
And that's a good one right there. I see a couple of questions coming through the chat. The great Kerr says, biggest pro and biggest con going to KU for you.
Oh man, I wanted to do something for my mom. It was my mom.
Yeah.
For me. Mm. You know what I'm saying? You know, from where I'm from a small town in Kansas. You know what I'm saying? And my likeness wasn't like viewed as going big time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then getting the opportunity to put on the blue. Oh yeah, man, it was priceless. And being able to, you know, see her face when she looked in the newspaper and saw her son, her firstborn, in the newspaper. My mother and I were 19 years apart. You know what I'm saying? And to smile for her and then be right up the street. You know what I'm saying? My mom was a CNA nurse. You know what I'm saying? And so she used to come in late. So she didn't get to go to a lot of my games. Mm-hmm. But how I paid homage to her was, since she can't come to my game, you get to read about it in the newspaper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you get to hear it on the radio. And that goes for all my family members. I put my family on my back because, you know, I wanted to showcase something for them. And then to get the opportunity to showcase that and play in the National Football League now, because what do we do on Thanksgiving? Watch football.
Mm-hmm.
What we do on New Year's Day? We watch football. So now I'm seeing them as a little kid watching and being mesmerized by somebody who can tackle or throw the ball or catch the ball or run the ball. All right, let me get that type of attention, you know. And I had plenty of cousins. You know, I got a cousin that grew up with Len Bias. He lived in Baltimore.
Dang.
And that's all he talked about when he would come visit. When he'd come to Kansas, hey, man, this is guy, man, he's 6'8", man, play basketball, man. He's like Michael Jordan. Man. This is when I was a kid.
Dude,
so now I gotta be able to get my game and get my game right so my older cousin can talk about me, and he did. When I was over in Europe playing on the Europe League, I hear my name, my nickname, 40,000 people. My cousin was stationed in the Army, military, and he was over there, and he had my jersey and was representing.
That's dope.
That right there is paying homage to my entire family, bro, and that's priceless. And that's something to me that's better than winning the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, wow. And then it's the man like the connection, man, with your bros. You know what I'm saying, man? Like that's for the rest of your life, man. Like me, like that was my issue. I came in as a freshman too comfortable because I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like I said, man, as y'all know my story, you know what I'm saying? I committed was hard set on LSU, for football and baseball. But it was like I was so comfortable with KU because it was like I was watching, Ron and them, I'm seeing these dudes on highlights, and then it was like it was this brotherhood because it was like I came in like the baby bro because it was like every single cat that was a dog from the crib was in Kansas. I heard at the league. Kansas, Dorian Brew, Ronnie Ward, who's like my super OG. So it was like, you know, and then my man Mike Allen. So it was like, man, I came in damn near too comfortable. You know,
and
I came in the door with 25 big brothers, like straight up.
And that's what we wanted. You know what I'm saying? I'm the oldest of my mom's kids. I'm the oldest. So when I got the opportunity to play at a level with other guys coming from other states doing the same thing as me, because I'm from Kansas. See, this is another thing that I try to tell.
Difference.
It makes a complete difference, because you got these guys coming in from Missouri, from LA, from Georgia, Ohio. My brother Pat Brown, because I didn't get to speak about Pat Brown the last time I was on the show. My brother Pat Brown helped me hone my football skills. I already knew I could play.
Yeah.
But
Pat,
he helped me watch film, because I was just more athletic and bigger than everybody. But when I started watching film and understanding how I was able to do that, it changed my whole outlook on playing football. That's when I knew I was ready to become a professional. Yeah. Because you have to be a professional. You have to perfect your craft. This is what I tell my youngest son. Perfect your craft, young fella. If you perfect your craft, your confidence is unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's impeccable. That's why Shedeur Sanders can be able to do it. Man, look who his father is.
Yeah. And he been working with Brady since he been a little boy. You can't tell that man nothing.
So all the naysayers that's talking, man, he don't care about that. You know, he don't care about his father's money. He don't care about what his father did. I want to start my own thing. I want to be my own Sanders. That's why he plays a completely different position. You got all these naysayers and all these commentators talking about Shedeur. But what you're not saying is that he's playing a whole complete different position than Coach Prime.
But here's a fun fact though, big dog. Prime was a quarterback out of high school.
He was a quarterback in high school.
I bet you didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, Prime was a quarterback.
That's why he was so good. That's why he was so good in baseball.
Yeah.
This is the thing that hurts me about our sport. Folks who ain't never played the sport always got something to talk about.
Yeah. In
order for you to play football, which is the greatest sport on the planet, football. Hands down. Everybody is waiting for football season. Right now as we speak, we got the NBA playoffs going on. We got the hockey playoffs going. How disrespectful is that?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think that college football is the second biggest sport. I think if they were really honest with you, I think college football trumps NBA or maybe.
And high school is third. Because if you come to Texas, Florida, California, they're waiting on football.
Yeah, they're waiting, baby.
And I'm from a basketball state.
Yeah.
We invented basketball. Man, I can't wait till football season starts, man. I'm salivating now. My son, he just came home from school. School just got out for him Tuesday. He drove back Wednesday. He and I was in the gym today.
Yeah.
So what you think's on his mind?
Because it don't stop,
football.
Man. It don't stop. It don't never stop.
Football, man. It's all about football. That's all I talked about when he was little. That's all we watched when he was growing up. It's football. That's what he knows. Football. And that's what it's about. That's why I chose to live in the great state of Texas. Because I got that opportunity. My mother brought me to Dallas, Texas when I was 9 years old from Kansas. I lived in North Texas, Irving. Mm-hmm. I played for a football association called IBFA, Irving Boys Football Association. I'm about to be 50 this year, and I still remember Irving Boys Football Association.
Yeah, man.
The coach, where I played at, I played for the Mustangs. They used to have drafts. When you got through playing, and it was college level, you get drafted into, they had a big old jumbotron. I said, you know what? Man. when I grow up, I'm bringing my. I want to live in the great state of Texas, and
Yeah,
I've been
it's the
here ever
Mecca,
since.
man. It's the
Mecca.
Mecca, dude.
Wow.
By far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ryan, you got
like it's in Texas. Football isn't a sport. It's law.
It's life.
I'm dead ass. It's law.
Yeah. So what it's about?
Ryan, you got a minute for a couple more questions, people ask?
Yeah, I got time.
Okay, great. I see the great Blake coming in, and he was asking, how was the time playing in Canada? What did you think about playing in the CFL?
Canada was an extra extended years playing college football. Put it that way.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? I cherished everything about the CFL. I got the opportunity to do 2 stints there. I still talk to a defensive end to this day that I played with, Gavin Walls. He also was a community college. He went to Caulfield Community College.
Yeah.
He went to Arkansas after that, and then he played in Canada, and he still lives in Canada. He still lives in Winnipeg. We still talk to this day.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You build. You know, it's something that you just build. You know what I mean? And football is to me, I believe that it's the largest fraternity in the world.
It is. It's everywhere you want to go.
Yeah.
Because I swear it's like, and especially as you move up the ranks, D1 professional ranks, it's like if you don't know somebody, you know somebody to know somebody. And I promise but the beautiful part, it's wherever you go.
Yeah.
It's wherever you go. You're damn near at home every damn where.
Yeah. If I was out of the league 2 years into the league, I was out of the league after 2 seasons. 2000, I made the decision not to go play in the NFL Europe League, but to go play in Canada. That was the greatest decision I possibly could have ever made. I went and played for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in 2000. Tampa saw that. Philadelphia and Tampa both called me. Tampa was like, yo, we want to bring you in and work you out. 2001, they worked me out. And everything else, I got the opportunity to play with, Warren Sapp. He was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
John Lynch, Derek Brooks. I wanted to be a Seminole.
Yeah.
Not only did I get to play with Derek Brooks, I got to play with Ward Dunn. I got to play with Greg Spires. I still talk to Greg Spires to this day. It's like I can just keep going. And if I decide to make phone calls to all the rest of them, it's a brotherhood. They're answering the phone.
100%. That's what it
now Warren is over in Colorado.
Yep.
It's a no-brainer. They give my son a call. My son is going to be like, hey, Dad, what you think? You're going? And I'm very biased because I am a Jayhawk to the end. I bleed Jayhawk. But if my son is going to get the opportunity to go and be tutelaged by someone that I grew up idolizing, which was Deion Sanders. He was everything to us as kids. You know what I'm saying? And I played with the greatest defensive tackle that ever played the game.
Yeah.
That's why I wore 99 in college.
Yeah.
Keep it 100.
That's big.
Yeah. That's dope, man.
We got another question. We got another question coming in, and let's see right here. This is from. Let me get back to it real quick. Oh, here it is, right here. All About the Balls podcast. Appreciate you, All About the Balls. We always are waiting for football season. I see that one, but he had a question right here. What was your favorite place to visit? I guess playing in college. Where was your favorite place to play in college?
Oh, mine?
Yes.
Oh, Missouri, Columbus.
Yeah, for sure.
There's nothing like it.
It's not. It's not.
Nothing like it.
And it's
especially for you guys.
Yeah, dog. That rivalry. It was
now I lost. But I got him back the next season. There he is on the ground right there. You saw that.
Corby.
Yeah. But going there, oh man, it was everything, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some good games there, man.
Yeah.
It is
good
live.
games there.
Let me make sure we don't have any last ones. We'll see.
Now the most comfortable field at the time was when we went to play TCU. That was the most comfortable field ever.
Yeah.
The grass was like unbelievable.
Yeah. I hated going to Nebraska though.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I hate to go to league.
And it was always late in the season when it was cold. It's like, you're like, come on, man.
And Blake says he was watching your older son's film the other day and said he was a beast at Blue Springs South. So,
yeah, he won a state title his senior year at Blue Springs South in Missouri.
Nice.
So he's a champion, so we just keep him rolling. That's what we do.
The Warners, baby. The Warners. Well, hey, we don't want to keep you long, man. We know that you in a different time zone, Ron, but always welcome, brother. And we thank you for holding us down on the Locker Room Show.
Want to give a shout out to Blake Borvetz.
Blake,
big homie.
There's a shout out, baby. All right. So, hey, that is it with the great Ron Warner. Q, that's your OG, baby.
Definitely. Yeah, man. Like when I say, man, had a blast, like I said, man, like coming in as a freshman, you're a baby, and it's like super comfortable, man. Like it was this, I can't put it into words sometimes, man. But Ron was he was special, man. He was fun to watch, man. And this man, always been a solid dude, hard worker and a solid dude.
No, you can tell he's a solid dude and had a heck of a career, you guys. So, hey, thank you for joining us tonight. If you haven't already, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Help us build this football community. We're building something special, baby, and we want to ramp up as we head to the season so we could do it live. One day we're going to get on location at a game, maybe KU or Mizzou somewhere, see you and be on location with the guru. If you're still looking for some college football recruiting support, look no further. Check us out at beforeyougopro.com. Class of 2026. You are on the clock, baby, and this is a critical time. A lot of you guys are deciding what college camps to go to and trying to make it happen. So allow us to support you, help you out. Ton of resources at beforeyougopro.com. And then tonight we talked about the NIL and Q. Ron would have made a lot, baby, with some NIL back in his day. And if some of you young athletes want to get started and build your sports business, check us out at nillllc.org. Tons of free content right there for you guys to take advantage of. We see some of the guys coming in. Great show, John. Thank you for saying that. Come back. Please make sure that you subscribe. Coach Hughes, love you. Great show, gentlemen. See you at the top as always. And then Tamika, thank you. She's giving us the hand clap cue and says it's going down in the locker room.
Appreciate it.
It's going down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed us tonight. Hey, it doesn't get much better than great Ron Warner. We got some more guests coming to you. We got some special guests every single Thursday. Q, anything for the good people before we get out of here, baby?
Man, piggybacking off what Ron said, getting things done with his son, man. The off season, man, it literally doesn't stop. It's not cliche. The competition's too stiff. The competition's way too stiff,
especially
man. So
with the NIL now,
especially with the NIL. So you have to have in your mind, my goal is to outwork everybody or damn sure trying, flat out. So get you, maybe the first, week or two or whatever, from summer, obviously, man, they're kids, get you some playtime and vacation with your family. But when it's time to go to work, it's time to go to work, because summer to that first game is going to be so fast. And you're going to either be prepared or you're not. That's pretty much what it is.
It's going to be put up or shut up. Q, can football change your life, man?
Oh, man, 100%. Football is like an imaginary black card, man. When it's literally everywhere you want to be. I promise you. Everywhere you want to be. It will get you indoors. And we said it before. It will get you indoors you can't even imagine. It will have you meeting people that you can't even imagine.
Hey, sound good to me. I wish I could do it again. That's Guru. I'm Coach Wood. We'll see you at the top, baby. Come back next Thursday. Have a good one.